Okay, so this is the button to raise and lower the jack. There's also a port where you can hand crank that manually. This is the valve for your propane tanks. This you can flip left or right, and that's where you choose which tank you're going to use. Storage compartment. So these are the two water connections. This is to fill the tank. If you're going someplace where they don't have a connection, you fill that up. This is for a direct connection that you're going to use at a campground or at your house. You just leave your hose connected there. Back here is the electric cord. This is about 20 feet and it pulls out of the side of the unit. You can plug it in. This is the water heater. Now this you control from the inside, but this is just where the vent is for that. And down below, that is the wastewater. And you're gonna see there's a label here for black water, gray water, and galley. Okay, black is the toilet, the gray is your sink and shower, and the galley is for your kitchen sink. Back here, there's a hook up here if you have a satellite or cable, if you hook any of that stuff up. This is a little water faucet here, so you can get some, if you wanted to hook a hose up over here, you can hook up a hose. It's the vent for your furnace. It's the vent for the fridge. That's the vent for the stove up there. There's an outlet over here. So when you first walk in, this little button here, this is to open and close the slide out room. And over here you got some light switches. This is an interior light. This is the exterior light. And this is to open and close the awning. There is a light up here. There's just a little button on it to turn the light on in the bedroom. This is the TV antenna. If you want to use that, you just crank that up. There's a light switch here. This is for the lights in the slide room. This is all the paperwork for everything in the unit. This is the gauge for the holding tank. There's also a switch here for your water pump, which is if you're camping someplace where there's no connections. That's if you want to use water out of your freshwater tank, you turn the pump on. And this one here that says HTR, that is the water heater. That's how you turn on the water heater. It takes about 20 minutes to heat up. Now that's using propane. Okay, so that'll run hot water using propane by turning that switch on. There is also an electric feature for your water heater, and if you go down here, you're going to see your breakers. And the last breaker says WH, that's water heater, and you can see it's turned off. Now, if you leave this plugged in and you want to use hot water and you don't want to use propane, if you want to use electric, then you're going to flip that to on, okay? Right now, this is dry, so we don't want to leave it running because it will overheat, so that's why we have them switched off. But once you get that water running through the system, you can turn on the water heater either using the electric or the gas mode. Now up here, this is the switches for your fridge, and this is really simple. You just click that to on, it'll light up, and it's up and running. This will run automatically between gas and electric. It'll always try electric first, but if you don't have electricity, it will go to gas by itself. That's a thermostat for your heating and cooling. This is very simple. You set your temperature, and then over here you put either the air conditioner or the furnace mode on. The toilet, there's a foot pedal on the right. That's how you flush the toilet. There's also a ground fault outlet back here in the bathroom. This runs all the plugs in the camper. So if you have a plug that's dead, you will have to come to reset that main plug. Now this table, if you look underneath, you'll see there's a lever right here. And if you fold this down, you can then push this table down. And that's how you make this into a bed. You move the cushions around. This pulls out also. This is like a futon. You just put your hand here and you lift this up. And you can make that into a bed also. Last things here, you got a radio, there's a CD player. And then your TV is here. The remote is down here for the TV. One last thing, when you go to close up the slide out, make sure the cabinets are closed. Make sure this door is closed so it does not hit the slide out. Now right now I have the awning extended all the way, and this is great for a sunny day. If it's windy or stormy, you're going to want to close this thing up. Don't leave it out and risk it. You can manually lower this if it's a light rain. To do that, grab it right here, and you're just going to pull it straight down, and then you tighten this knob. Get the knob tight, and now you can see we've created some pitch, and that's good for light rain to keep water. You can do that on both sides of this awning to lower it, but if it's a heavy rain, you're going to want to close this thing. Be careful with it. Normally these knobs, you leave them loose, and that allows this to kind of flex and move around a little as it's needed, you know, as you're going through. So the steps, make sure the door is open.